look at it. It was so bad. Not only that, you could see the clear connection between the daycares that were being run in Minnesota by the office, by the voicemail these daycares would go to. You would call the daycares, okay? You would call these daycares in Minnesota, Minneapolis, and when you called them and they wouldn't pick up, the voicemail would go to the governor's office, Tim Walz's governor office. It would go to his governor's office. What the fuck? That's a real problem. And, you know, with the current Renee Good situation, with her being shot and killed, you know, now the Minnesotans are trying to justify their actions against ICE. They're trying to say, well, now we can really fight against ICE. We can double down on this and get violent. And the problem is, with this type of behavior, you have to totally crush and stop this behavior from continuing to happen. Listen, Renee Good drove into the police officer. He had internal bleeding, okay? He had internal bleeding from the car that hit him, which was Renee Good. She made a horrible decision. She should have gotten out of the car, and she should have stuck her hands up in the air saying, you know, and I'm tired of these people that say, well, that's just what that's just the reaction she had. She just drove away. That's what you're supposed to do. It's like, no. Or not even what you're supposed to do. They just said that's an instant reaction. That's what she did. And Renee Good is totally allowed to do that. She's totally allowed to drive away from ICE. It's like, no, you need to comply with ICE, because guess what? They have the guns. And when they have the guns, you should listen and you should comply if you're doing some shitty and fucked up shit. Now, in this situation, if Renee Good was just talking to ICE, if Renee Good was just having a discussion with ICE, and then they just pulled out a gun and then they shot her, okay, that's a pretty big issue. That's not good. You know, I see the leftists right now, they're trying to compare the current situation with what's happening in Minnesota to what's happening in Iran. They're trying to compare both when they're both completely different situations. Because I saw my comments and I didn't like people think I'm a leftist. I'm not a leftist at all. I'm not even Republican. I'm not either. I'm an independent. But I saw people in my comments when I was talking about how, so if you like that clip and you want the full breakdown, the stream is linked right here on the channel. Go click it. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments, and I'll get back to you personally. Thanks.